And welcome back to Rabbit Hole Reviews. So this morning I got another package in the mail, and this one is, I guess, a part 3 of a video that I've already made. So a few months ago I put a video up detailing an unboxing of a parts kit. That was an M64, a Yugoslav M64 milled receiver matching parts kit. So I went ahead and unboxed it, broke it down, and we took a look at all the really Cosmoline covered parts and all that. And basically, a few months later, after I cleaned those parts up and sent it off to be built, the rifle that you see on the top of the screen there is actually the end product, which I'll get to in review. I haven't actually taken that one to the range, but it's a beautiful build. I kind of went over it in a couple of different detailed videos. I had one where I did the unboxing, and then I did another video, follow-up video, right before it went off to the builder, talking about, I had all the parts broken down and everything about how, who was going to build it, and went over the parts that were going to be part of this build. So what you see up there at the top of the screen is it's kind of a hybrid rifle. We'll get into that when I do the review, but it's got a mixture of different parts, but really well done build, immaculate parts quality. That's what I was going for. Kind of no expense barred build. I really went out and bought the best kind of stuff I could find just to have this example built. And I'm really happy with it so far. I haven't fired it yet. That's obviously the real test. Accuracy and reliability and just overall function. But I liked it enough where I actually went and I've already started getting sourcing parts for a second build. It will be identical to this rifle that you see up here. It's just going to be a second version, a second copy. If I like a rifle enough, I usually buy or build 2 copies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack this box open. I haven't seen what's in here yet. This is supposed to be a Yugoslav M70A matching parts kit. So the M70A is the milled version of the M70B1. So let's see how disappointed or not disappointed I'm going to be. I've already got my gloves on. You can tell I kind of know what to expect. It's going to be a mess. I'm sure it's going to be covered in Cosmoline. Let's see. Well packaged as always. This kit came from Atlantic Firearms, for those of you who are wondering. Let me get this out of here. Nobody needs paperwork. We'll get rid of that. And let's see what we have. Typical packing paper. Let's see. It's already dusty. I can feel the dust coming out of the box. More paper. We'll go ahead and get rid of the box just to make things more visible. And then we'll go ahead and leave the parts kit. There we are. Looking good so far. Outer sleeve. Inner sleeve. Let's see. Another sleeve. Okay, it definitely smells like a depot. I'll kind of move these parts off camera just so I can get to them, and then I'll put them back on screen. So far, not too bad. I see the grip. So this one, the M70A, they'd already transitioned to the non-ferruled pistol grip. So here we have the new pattern Yugo pistol grip without the metal ferrule. So this grip looks in really nice shape. This is the grip we're going to use. No need to substitute that part. All right. So here we are. The first saw cut receiver. Everything looks really nice. It took a really long time to get these ready to be sent off. I really had to do a lot of degreasing and cleaning up. Everything looks good. Yeah, there's some jagged metal in there, it looks like. We'll set this off to the side. The all-important gas shutoff. Looks really clean. One of the ones in the last kit, I had a little bit of pitting. I ended up not using that, the gas system with the grenade launching sight. I used a new old stock one I had from a later build, which was this is the old style for it's machined, and the new style doesn't have this little scallop in here, this track. So that's one way to tell. So it's kind of like I'm saying, this rifle above that you see is actually a hybrid. So yeah, looks really clean. It'll clean up nicely. This is one of those parts I key in on, make sure it's not a total train wreck. So yeah, get that to the side. I always like these unboxings because, you know, you get to experience any disappointment I may have in real time. I don't get to get over it and then put it on camera. And you know, here we go. All right, front sight. Everything looks good. Pretty run-of-the-mill. You know, these kits are on sale right now. They're not that expensive. So if you're on the fence about building one of these rifles, I'd go ahead and pick one of these kits up. I've had good luck, well, so far. And the one thing I will say about these builds that I've been getting into, now I don't have the ability or the time or the skill or the tools or et cetera, to do these rifle builds myself. So that's where a big part of the expense comes from. And I would say that if you don't have a fairly decent collection, or you're looking to have a main rifle, but going this route's probably the not most economical way to do things. I would just buy one. If you wanted a Yugo AK, I would just buy one off the rack. It'll be less expensive for you and way less problematic. But I'm kind of at the point of my collecting where I've run out of things to buy or do or get amused by. So now I'm into this phase where I'm having a bunch of different rifles built for me. Now I'm not advanced enough to actually build the stuff myself. The learning curve and the time involved and machinery involved is just too much. I will probably never be anything more than an AR-15 assembler. I'm not ever going to build AKs. This looks really nice. It's like stuck together. I'm going to have to unstick it probably off camera. We'll set this off to the side. God knows how long this has been stuck in Cosmoline before it got sent over here. Recoil spring, you know, usual stuff. Nothing really fancy. Nothing you haven't seen before. Let's see. Cleaning rod. Yep. I don't see any parts I'm going to have to substitute yet with any other parts I'm going to have to source elsewhere to make this build. And then, of course, the other half of the receiver with the rear tang. And I see a grenade launching spigot in there, which, you know, I'll send off as well to have it, I guess, reblued. Yep, there's the tangs. Everything looks good. Trigger guard. It's funny because I really didn't use, I don't use that many parts from this kit. If you look at it, the parts I'm going to use are the lower tang is going to be popped off to be reinstalled on the Tortort milled receiver. The sling swivel is going to get used. This dust cover, the catch lever, and spring assembly are going to get used. The trigger guard, magazine catch are going to get reused and recycled. And that's it for this part. And then, of course, I have a new barrel. It's actually, well, I thought it was here, but it's off camera. We're going to use, I got one from AK Builder. So it's going to be a threaded in barrel, M64 pattern with an M64 receiver. So technically this is off of an M70 A kit, but it's going to be mated to a Tortort M64 receiver with an M64 pattern threaded in barrel. So kind of a combination of different designs. Like I said, this rifle above here, which, you know what, let's take a look at the wood stock. My unboxing videos are basically just me rambling for 10 minutes because I don't have a script. And I have no idea what's going to happen when I open these boxes. Wood looks in really good shape. Honestly, I could probably clean this up and reuse this for this kit. I think it's good enough, but I have a new set of elm wood stocks coming for the M64, which is what I'm going to use. It's identical to what you see up here in terms of the look, feel, and quality. Not inexpensive to buy those new stock sets, but they're not that plentiful, and I want to get them now, and you know, I want to have it built to the highest level of condition I can get. Yeah, this is a really good wood stock set. Nothing wrong with it. Like I said, but I have another set of wood coming in. So gas tube. If this gas tube has any kind of pitting or is any kind of damage on the inside when I clean it out, I already have a new old stock M70 unissued gas tube en route. So that will, just like on this kit here, I'll substitute it. So you'll have a new gas tube, and in that case of that rifle above, you had a new gas tube and a new gas shutoff. So yeah, and then last but not least, this spigot. They're usually pretty worn out. This one's in actually pretty good shape. It's better than the last kit. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. This will clean up nicely. And then this build's going to get sent off. Get rid of this nasty bag. This kit will get sent off when I get the receiver. That's really the only part that I'm missing at this point. Everything else is either on order or has been delivered. So I'll get the Tortort. I'll get it all cleaned up and mailed off. And I'm thinking by January, this one will be ready. This bag of parts will be another rifle like you see above. And while I've got that rifle, I'll go ahead and I'll just do a quick flyby on the camera. I really do need to do a more in-depth review of this rifle yet, but I've only had it for a couple of weeks, and I really haven't had any time to look at it. There's a video I posted, look at that, in the user section of my profile where it links to the builder, which is Appalachian Weapons Works. He's John over there is the person who built this rifle. Really happy with it. 8-week turnaround. Look at this thing, man. Hey, hopefully you're getting it on camera. Chrome line barrel, same AK Builder barrel. It's not hammer forged, but it is chrome lined. That's what we're working with. That's the options you have. And man, this thing is just so nice. Look at that. Like I said, you can see the difference between the gas shutoff. I'll get these on camera. You've got the later type, which is the M7 on the M70 AB2s and the M70 AB1s without the scallop. And then you'll see above here, you see the earlier type with the scallop. That's how you know it's from a different rifle, a different series. So, like I said, this is the M64 M70A pattern with a later gas block. But I'm not a purist. Like I said, I was going for quality of the components and the quality of the build. This is just really nice. I can't wait to take this thing out. Sorry to go on and on, but I really don't really take these out of the box too much. I'm taking this out for this video. Like I said, this video is an unboxing of a parts kit. It's not really to show this rifle here specifically. But since it's here as an example, and this was a parts kit 2 months ago, just like what you see on the table. So I'll have hopefully another one of these. Same condition, same build quality, and I'll have duplicates. So that's all I have for this video. It's just a collection of parts that showed up in the mail. Really happy with these parts. I think these are actually cleaner and nicer than the kit that you see that became the rifle above. So I'm looking forward to in another 8 weeks having another video where I showcase the second version of this rifle. So as of right now, that's all I have for you. The next video coming up is going to be a review of the rifle above. I'm going to take it to the range, run a few magazines through it, talk about the philosophy of use to build something like this, the cost, and whether this would be something you might want to look into. And then after that, I have, if you saw the unboxing of the M72 that I had Two Rivers Arms build for me that came in yesterday, that's going to be fully reviewed. And we'll compare that to the James River gun that I have, and we'll look at both of them and talk about the accuracy. And again, why you'd want to have something like this built for you versus, say, buying one of the new Zastava M72 Z-Paps that are on the market now, and talk about the pros and cons, the cost, availability of Zastava guns in the future, a bunch of different things. So I've got things going on in the background, so I'm not going to burn up too much of your time, and we'll wrap this up. And let me know in the comments section what do you think about like the idea of building these parts kits. And I think it's once you get to a certain point in your collection and you've been doing this for a while, you get kind of bored, ordering guns online and stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is, but this is you really get into it. And aside from building it myself, which would be even better, and also saving some money, this is the closest I can really get to really getting into, the custom AK. Like I want to build this, I'm going to use this part and do this and have this builder add this marking. You can kind of tailor make it to how you want it. All these rifles have a feature on here that I requested to have done, and you can't really replicate that with a store-bought gun. It's whatever they import and how they make them, and that's what you get. You get what you get. But here, depending on your budget and your time constraints and availability of parts and your creativity, you can really come up with something that just is a one of one. So if you saw this for sale somewhere, there are many like it, but this one is mine, and this one is slightly different because I did this, that, and the third to make it unique. So it's a conversation piece, and these are excellent shooters. So without burning up too much time, we'll go ahead and end the video here. And in the comments section, fire away. Tell me if I'm a dummy for wasting my time and money doing this kind of thing, or do you really think building and collecting different parts and getting things together is kind of just another level of firearms, the hobby, being an enthusiast and being a collector. So that's all I got for you. Stay tuned for the next video.